Okay, so try and get that length at the back of the neck, shoulders relaxed, just a little tilt on the pelvis, tuck the tailbone under, pulling in the pelvic floor, drawing in the tummy button back towards the back of the spine. Feel the length going down from the glutes, the tailbone going down towards the heels. And we're just going to look towards the right shoulder, back to center, left shoulder. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed and repeat, right shoulder. And then left. Hear the rain. 2 more, breathing out. And last one. Coming back to center. Now keep drawing in pelvic floor, keep pulling in the tummy button back towards the spine. Just going to take the right ear to the right shoulder, gently taking it across. Then lifting up the right arm. See if you can touch that right shoulder with the right ear. Then reaching towards the right side. Feel that side stretch. And we're going to lift up the left hand, bring it all the way up. Over, see if you can just touch the right hand. And release, bring it back down towards the hip. And then 3 more. Breathing out into that side stretch. 2. And last one. And then recenter. I'm going to go on to the other side. So just slowly take the ear down towards the left shoulder. Lifting up the left arm. See if you can touch shoulder with ear. Still pulling in the core, lifting up that right arm all the way over, touch the left hand and release. Breathing out, just have a moment in the side bend. And release, 2 more. Still tucking in the pelvis, tucking the tailbone, pulling in the core. And last one. And then release. So just circling the shoulders now, lift them up towards the ears. Circling them back. Keep that length at the back of the neck. Keep pulling in the core. Adding in the elbows, lifting up. Maybe a little bit of a lift on the rib cage. Open out the chest. Both arms, if you've got the space, reaching up and over. Breathing in to left. Breathing out as you calm down. 2 more. And last one. We're going to go into our squat, so if you need to go a little bit wider. Now check you're just picking up the arches underneath the feet. You've got your feet parallel, they're facing forwards. You're using the big toe, the little toe and the heel. You're going to bend the knees, reach the hands forwards. Imagine you're sitting down towards a chair and then lifting back up now. Keeping that lift on the chest, shoulders back. Breathing in to lift. Breathing out as you come down. So keep an eye on here, keep an eye on the knees, check the knees up, rooting in. And that you're squeezing the glutes on that lift, you're engaging those glutes. Let's go 4 more. And 3. Still drawing in the core. And 2. And last one. Coming back up. So different move here. So take a wider stance, so about 1 meter or 1.5 meters apart. Start with the feet facing forwards. It's a lateral lunge, so we're going to bend one knee. And if you want a little bit more, you're going to take the hands down towards the floor. You can touch the floor there. Then we're going to twist it. So lift slightly, twist the feet to face, we're going to the right, and then lift the arms up over the head into that runner's lunge. Arms back down, back to the front. Back down into your lateral lunge right side. Ready to spin that over to the left. Bending the knee. So you should feel the stretch in the inner thigh. Lift slightly, twist the feet round. Hold the balance. Arms over the head. Runner's lunge. And in there you should feel the hip flexor stretch. Forwards again. Go back down on the left. Let's go one more on each side, over to the right. Might feel like you loosen off a little bit more each time. Twist it around, arms up, into that lunge. Last one. Back down to the right. Spin it over to the left. Twist it around. Arms are over the head. Into that runner's lunge. You can really press back through that right heel. Going to come back to center. Just walk the feet in. Just about hip width again. Just going to put in a little spin. So take both hands around to the side and then over to the side. Drawing in the core. Just let the shoulders relax. Try not to hold the breath. And you could add in, just spin your foot round so you just get a little bit more in your twist. My feet clicking. And you could make that a little bit more intense. Take the arms up over the head. Spinning the whole body around. Eye gaze as well, looking behind. 2 more. Last one. Coming back to center. So make your way down to hands and knees. So hands under shoulders and knees under hips. And then just take a moment here, just pull in the core, find pelvic floor. If you need to do a little pelvic tilt, tuck the tailbone in, find your neutral spine. So we're going to start with the legs. So soften your elbows as well. So we're going to start with just lifting up one leg, straighten that leg, see if you can get it level with the hips, squeezing the glutes. And let's just hold and keep breathing. Keep drawing in the core. Try not to tilt that hip. And then bring that down, we'll go to the other side. So squeezing the glute, lift up the leg, try and straighten up that leg level with the hips, still squeezing the glutes. And check that you're pulling in the core, especially that pelvic floor. Your shoulders should be down and back, keeping the length at the back of the neck. A couple more breaths. So we're working with about 10-second holds. So we're going to build into this one now. So we'll go low handshake, right hand, left leg. Squeezing that glute, lift up the left leg level with the hip. Lifting up that right arm, so a cross body, core. Keep the length at the back of the neck. Then we're going to just hold 10 seconds. Keep pulling in the core and keep working at squeezing that left glute. Try not to tilt the hips. 3 more breaths. I don't know about you, my leg's shaking. And last one, and then release. Other side, so right leg, squeeze the right glute, lifting up that right leg, low handshake, left arm lift. And you're squeezing that glute, try and get that leg up level with the hips. Not tilting in the hips. Just keep breathing, keep focusing on the glute, keep pulling in the core. 3 more breaths. Last one. Hands slowly release. So adding in again. So over onto the other side, left leg lift. Squeeze the left glutes. Right arm lifting up. We're going to lift up that right foot. So we're working a bit more on the balance. 10 seconds. Keep breathing. Try and get that arm up level with the shoulder. 3 breaths. It's a long 10 seconds actually, isn't it? Keep squeezing that left glute. Good glute activation work. Last breath. And release. So last one. Right leg, squeeze the right glute. Left arm lift. Lift up that left foot, so we're working with that balance. You might find that your leg shakes, might you? Left arm, really stretch it forwards. Get it up level with the shoulder. Squeeze that right glute. 3 more breaths. Keep pulling in the core. Last one. And release it back down. Sit back towards the heels. Just taking that child's pose. So release the lower back. Try and get the forehead down to the mat. Either stretch your arms out in front or try and get the elbows down. Deep breath. Take that breath right down to the lower back. So from here we're going to go into the swan dive. So coming down onto your front. Elbows are off the mat and you're level with your shoulders. Your hands are level with your elbows. So take your forehead down towards the mat, chin down towards the chest. Feet are relaxed. Now pull in the core to find that pelvic floor. Let's breathe out and lift the head and shoulders. Keep the eye gaze down. Breathing in lower. And try not to press too much into the floor with your hands. So try and get that nice light feeling. So you're using the upper back to do the lift. So this is your first layer. Now if you want a little bit more, you're going to lift up your hands, the forearms. Let's breathe out, lift. Breathing in lower. Still keeping the eye gaze down and keeping the length at the back of the neck. Keep forgetting to breathe. So keep breathing. Keep pulling in the core. Adding in again. So we've got breathe out, lift, and then reaching forwards. And then coming back. And then lowering down. 3 breaths in there. So it's breathe out, lift. Breathing in and then breathe out, reach. Breathing, coming back. Breathing out, coming down. And again, lift. And reach. And back. And release. Last one, lift. And reach forwards. And back. And lowering down. Slightly different now. Bring the hands close to the knee under the shoulders. We're going to go for a mini cobra. So feet are still relaxed, it's still drawing in the core. It's breathing out and it's just gently pressing into the hands and lifting the chest. Just slightly looking forwards and then lowering it back down. So you might feel this in a different place. Breathing out, left. Perhaps slightly lower down in the back and coming down. That's your first layer. If you want a bit more, so if you can breathe out, lift, and hold that lifted position by taking the hands off the mat. So you'll really feel the muscles mid-back here, holding that suspended position. Keep breathing. One more breath. And then lower it back down. Let's do it once more. Breathe out, lift. You can push in as high as you like, but remember when you lift up, you've got to hold. Keep breathing. Check you've got that pelvic floor pulled in. One more breath. And then release it back down. Pressing back into the hands, we're going to go back onto all fours. And we're just going to find the cat stretch. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Tuck the tailbone under. Take the chin down towards the chest. Pulling in the tummy muscles. Find that space in the top of the back. Holding that upper cat stretch, or if you want a little bit more, take it down to your cow stretch, tuck the toes under, drift forwards over your hands, and see if you can open out the chest looking forwards. And then have another go, upward cat, lifting. Chin to chest. And down to the cow. Drifting forwards. And then release. So we're going to move on to the sides now. So just pick a side and then we'll do one side and then the other. So I'm going to demonstrate the first layer and then Mick behind me is going to demonstrate the second layer if you're feeling a little bit stronger. So we kind of sit in this M sort of shape with your knees and placing your hand just away from your shoulder. Let's breathe in, we're reaching up towards the ceiling, breathing out, twisting around, pull the core in, threading the arm through. So it's that twist if you wanted a bit more. So you're going to go for the side plank, elbow under shoulder, and bring in your twist from there. And we're breathing out into your twist. Each time you might get a little bit further through. Two more. Keep drawing in the core. And last one. So I'm going to lower down here, but on the top layer you're going to stay lifted, and we're going to go for a leg lift. So draw the core in, kind of square the hips out, and it's just lift and lower. And we're still putting in the core, so find pelvic floor. Try and keep the chest lifted, ribcage lifted, shoulders back. So Mick's going to show the next level if you're feeling a bit stronger. Alright. So on that full lift, working into your leg lift. This is all glute med, so you should feel this around the side and the back of the glutes, the bum. Breathing out your lift. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and last one. And then we'll switch, we'll go on the other side. So spin round. So start with that sort of M shape with the knees. Place the hand down, gently pressing in, not pushing down too hard. Breathing in, reaching up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, bringing that twist. Draw in the core. Quite a nice release for the hips as well, this one. Each time we're trying to get a little bit further. And I think Nick's going to demo the second layer, which is your side plank. Elbow under shoulder, and putting in the twist. Breathing in left, breathing out, threading through. Let's go 2 more. And last one. So I'm going to come a little bit lower down, show you that leg lift. So first of all, just watch the rib cage doesn't drop. So you almost should have a triangle between where you put the elbow up to your armpit, down towards your hips. So keep that lift on the chest and shoulders back. And bring that leg lift in, try and keep the hips square. Draw in the core. And again, this is all the glute med down around the side, back of the bum. Next layer is on that lift. So going up into that side plank. Hands underneath the shoulder. A little bit of work on the balance if you're on that next layer. Keep breathing, breathe that lift. Breathe in low. Keep watching that rib cage, don't let it drop. Keep that lift on the chest. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. So onto our backs now. I'll work just a bit more specifically on the abdominals. So just lying down, get the length of the back of the neck. Relax the shoulders. Knees, feet hip width apart. Perhaps just a little pelvic tilt again, just find neutral spine. And you could perhaps get a really thin envelope underneath your lower back. Put in the pelvic floor and then just draw the tummy button back towards the spine. Check that you're just breathing evenly, not holding the breath. So we're going to work into the 100. So we're going to start here with lifting one leg to what we call that tabletop. So the right ankle's behind the knee and lower it back down. Sometimes you have to take your feet a bit further away on that one. So other leg lift. So we're alternating and lower. Now if you put your hands on your hips, notice if your hips are tilting side to side as you lift and lower. And you're going to kind of use the core here, that pelvic floor, what we call the transverse abdominis, that sort of sits around where the belly button is. and you hollow the transverse abdominis down to the hips. You're going to pull that in to keep those hips still. And again, this is quite good, important for running, because if when you run, you can pull the core in and keep the hips still so they're not moving, you're going to create more power and you're going to be more efficient in your running. So just these really simple moves, they're really useful for running. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. So we're going to add to this a little bit more now, and then I could take you into the 100 sequence. So lift one leg to tabletop. Now imprint the lower back. So you're pushing down on the envelope there. Other leg to tabletop. You can test these tabletops, arms straight, fingertips on the kneecaps. You've got that right angle behind the knee. Keep that hip width, especially if you're working on your running here. And from here we're going to toe tap down, keep the imprint. And then alternate, swap over. Try and keep that right angle behind the knee. Shoulders relaxed. Breathing out as you toe tap down. And again, the hips should be staying still, they're not kind of tilting here. Okay, so we're going to go into the sequence. So we're going to go, I reckon 8 toe taps today. Then we'll lift and we'll go for an 8-second pulse. And then we'll straighten the legs and we'll do an 8-second hold. So it's all about the 8s. No idea why. Okay, so 8 toe taps. 8, 7, 6, try not to hold the breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the head and shoulders with pulsing. Draw the transverse abdominis down towards the floor. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, reach up towards the knees. 8, 7, keep breathing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly release back down to tabletops. Ready to go again. Just check palms are up, your shoulders are relaxed. Take that slight imprint on the lower back. 8 toe taps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep breathing, and 1. Lift to the pulse. 8, 7, draw the tummy button in towards the spine. Last count. Let's go 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs. Reach up towards the knees, hold, keep breathing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release back to tabletop. Shoulders relaxed. Toe taps. 8, 7, 6, keep imprinting that lower back towards the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up into the pulses. Draw the tummy button in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, reaching up towards the knees. 8, 7, 6, keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release back to tabletop. 2 more. Imprint the lower back, shoulders relaxed. 8, 7. Try and keep the right angle behind the knees. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the head and shoulders. Draw the tummy button in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, reach up towards the knees. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Last one. Tabletop, shoulders relaxed. Imprint the lower back. Toe taps. 8, 7, 6. Keep pulling in the core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift and pulse. Draw the tummy button in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, reach out towards the knees. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring the feet down towards the mat. That was 5, right?
Yeah, that's 5.
Take a full body stretch, arms over the head. I just can't. Presses, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Take some deep breaths. Find the length of the back of the neck. So we're going to still work with these abs. We're going to take a single leg stretch. So bend the knees. Knees and feet hip width apart. Shoulders are relaxed to start with. We're just sliding one heel away. So heel slide. You've got your hands on the hips. Try and keep the hips still. They're not tilting side to side. Swap it over. Again, this is a really good one for running. You might also feel like your hip flexor just getting a nice little stretch in there. Breathing out, slide. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed. So this is your first layer. If you want a little bit more, we're going to use those tabletops again. So one leg up to tabletop, imprint, so lower back coming down towards the mat, other leg to tabletop. Still working with that hip width, so you can always check your tabletops again. And it's single leg stretch, so one leg straightening, coming back to that tabletop. And the lower you take that leg, the harder it gets, the longer levers. So same amount of imprint that you used on that 100 we just did, with the lower back. Shoulders are relaxed, breathing out, lengthening. If you want a little bit more, we're going to add the upper body, add the obliques. So bring arms up towards the ceiling, and you're going to single leg stretch one leg away, and then the right hand goes down to the right heel, and then left hand to the knee, and then swap it over. So the outside hand goes down to the heel, and you can stay lifted, and you just get this little crunch on the side on the obliques. If it doesn't feel comfortable on your neck, just bring it back down to those heel slides. And then just breathing out into your stretch. Still working with that hip width apart, so don't let the knees come in onto the midline. And you should start feeling the sides of the body, the obliques, on that lift. Don't forget to breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the feet back down. Let's towards the ceiling. We're working at shoulder width, your knees and your feet at hip width. Now really press the shoulder blades back down into the mat. And we're going to turn the thumbs inside, palms outside. Lift the shoulders up off the floor, keep the head, the neck down. Bring that back down, press the shoulders in. Just a little shoulder release to warm us up. Lift and press back down. Let's go 2 more. Just trying to keep the head down on the mat. Should feel that release on the shoulder blades. Back down. We're going to take the lift out. So you take the thumbs inside, palms outside. Now bring the arms back over the head, little fingers touch above the head, and then just circle the arms all the way down and around, back to center. And we're going to just breathe out as you circle those arms around. You should really feel that kind of releasing, opening out the chest. Try and keep the chest down on the mat. So if you can get your out breath to about 8 seconds. Long out breath. So we're going to add to this, if you want some next layer, we're going with the tabletop again. Knees, feet, hip width, as the arms go over the head, straightening out the legs to your double leg stretch. Circling all the way around. You've still got that long out breath. And you're still working with that imprint, that lower back down towards the floor, the same amount of imprint that you used on 100. Breathing out. Try and release the jaw. Smile. Breathing out. And 2 more. Drawing in the core. And then just placing the feet down on the mat. Take the arms out to the sides. So breathing out, we're going to let both knees drop across to one side. I'll go this way. Breathing in, lift back up to center. Breathing out over to the side. And try and keep the shoulder blades down so you get the stretch on the chest. You can bring in the neck here as well, so looking in the other direction to the knees. You should get the stretch across the chest, the lower back release. Next layer, we go back to tabletops. And we're just going to tilt those knees across, and then to the point where you feel like you're going to tip and straightening out the legs. Feel the hamstrings. Bending in the middle, breathing in, breathing out into your hamstring stretch. And centering. And breathing out. Let's go palms up. So it's a little bit more working to the core. You're not pressing down with the palms. Chest and shoulders are relaxed. Breathing out, 2 more. And last one. And placing the feet down. Spin around actually. We're going to go into what we call the scissors and also a bit of hamstring stretching. So again, shoulders relaxed. We're just going to lift up one foot. So imagine you've got a new pair of shoes on, you're looking at those new shoes, placing it back down, swap it over. You should just feel as you flex the foot, the hamstring stretch, and back down. So if you're comfortable with lifting your head and your neck, you could take your hamstring stretch here, perhaps hold your calf or at the back of the hamstring. And up to you really, you might want to hold your hamstring stretch for about 30 seconds, or you might want to be a bit more dynamic, so reaching up into your hamstring stretch and then lowering down.